Hi, my beautiful friends. I am so excited. It is Monday and makeup. And today I'm going to be telling the story of how I lost my hearing and how I came about getting Crohn's, you guys. So I'm going to be doing that. And all the makeup that I'm using today is actually for my BoxyCharm boxes. I get so much makeup and stuff from them, and I hardly ever bring it on the channel because I know not everybody gets, the BoxyCharm. And I don't know if the items that are in those are always available to, the public. I don't know, you guys. I've never really checked into it. I hope it is because a lot of it is really good. But I thought this would be a great time for me to use that makeup. I have it, so I want to use it. All right, you guys, we're going to get right into this. If you're new today, we are so excited that you're here, and we really hope you do click on that subscribe and notification bell and join in this amazing family here. All right, you guys, let's get into our story time. So yeah, you guys, today's story time is how I lost my hearing and how I came to find out I had Crohn's. I know I've mentioned it several times on the channel here, but I never got into, the whole gist of, all that happened. And yeah, I'm going to be using, a lot of things I've gotten from my BoxyCharm. I don't know if you guys know, but I am a BoxyCharm ambassador. I'm super excited about that. For over a year, I paid for BoxyCharm out of my own money, and then I did a few TikToks, and they contacted me and asked if I wanted to be an ambassador. And what I just do is have to, they send me a box and I do a TikTok and I get free the base box and now the Luxe box. So I'm super excited. So I thought I would just use all of the makeup that I've gotten from there. I have way more. There's a lot that I have, just gotten decluttered, just didn't work for me or too dark or too light. So this is just some of the most recent ones, I believe. So that's what I'm going to be using, you guys. And the palette I'm going to use is this one here. It's by Violet Voss, and it's a Sunkissed palette. I did a look the other day. It was more of a neutral, and these are the shades here. There's a nice mirror in here. And so I did a more neutral look the other day. So I think today I want to stay more like in the pink family. So as you can tell, I wore my pink shirt. So, but I'll put a picture here of the neutral look that I did with this palette. It was really, really, really nice. I really like it a lot. I love Violet Voss's palettes. I've gotten several from them, and it's a great formula. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. So again, everything I'm going to be using is BoxyCharm. The only thing, I think there's just two, the concealer and the foundation. I don't think I've ever gotten anything from BoxyCharm for that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the hearing because that is what went on first. So first I'm just going to prime my eyes. You guys, I'm going to try to not forget steps here. And this I do get on Amazon. As you guys, if you're not new, you probably heard this 100 times, but if you are new, I do get it from Amazon. It's very similar to the P. Louise, but I just like it better. And I don't know, I just think it is a little bit cheaper and you get it faster. So anyway, that's what I use here. Okay, you guys, so this happened, I was 30 years old. So the hearing, this took place, what is it, 21 years ago. And how that all went down is we were on our way to, I think, my niece's birthday party. We were heading towards the party. So Kurt was in the car, my sister Trisha was in the car, and Daryl and I. And we were going right by the, hold on, you guys, I better, I always do this. I start telling a story and forget, to start the makeup. So I think I'm going to start here with the shade Cool Down. I'm going to use a nice fluffy brush. And I do know that these are pretty pigmented, so I'm just going to basically be tapping the brush and then tap it out. Okay, so we're in the car and we're going towards the mall, and there's a street light, where they can turn and go into the mall, and we were heading north on this road. So I saw this lady just tearing butt, and I could tell, she's coming into that turn to go into the mall pretty fast. So I witnessed the whole thing. Daryl, you guys, bless his heart, but his peripheral vision, I think I'm saying that right, peripheral, the side, is horrible. And I'm not even kidding you. He will fight me, tooth and nail on that, but it is really bad, you guys. So he did not see it coming, and I did. I'm like, this lady's not going to stop, and Daryl's not stopping because it's a green light, so we have, the right of way. And I'm like, she's going to run this thing. I can feel it, and she did, and she hit Daryl's side. I mean, hard, you guys. It was absolutely horrible, and the sound, and my airbag went off, and like I'm super short, so my face is right into that airbag. And usually a airbag will, get big and then just slowly deflate. This did not. This went, it exploded in my face. You guys, what I did next was just insane, because what happened was everything went dead silent. I mean, dead silent. So I thought I was dead, you guys. So what do? I panic to make sure I'm alive and jump out of the car. There's cars, it's a main road, and I jump out of the car. And I don't know why you guys, I don't know why I do the things I do, but to this day, I don't know what that was about. I think it was just to make sure, okay, I can move, I'm alive. And, my sister, Trisha, she was not seat belted, you guys. I just back then we just didn't wear seatbelts, I guess. I don't know. We probably really should have been. I know I had mine on and my husband had his on and Kurt was like in a car seat. But she did not, and she went, you guys, I can't explain it. It was almost like her head went in between. It was like she was a bee, okay, in the car. It was really, really bad. And so we're all like panicking. And I look over at this woman because at first I was super concerned. I don't know who's in that car. And she's laughing. And I'm like, what is this lady's problem? That's sick. So hold on, you guys. Let's see what shade I'm going to go with now. I think I'm going to go, let's try this tan lines here. Even though it's a more neutral color, let's just try it, you guys, and see what happens. So I'm just going to lightly tap it. So she's laughing, and I'm like, wow, this lady is something else. Like, what is so funny? But I do understand, some people, there's different emotions, but at first I was just very upset because it was not funny. But again, she could be, was that nervous laughter? And you guys, I know it was right around when phones were coming out, and I do remember seeing her on her phone. And so that just really ticked me off. And so anyway, Trisha's pretty hurt in the back and she's crying really hard. And at the time I couldn't feel pain. Daryl couldn't feel pain. Kurt's fine. He's just more shook up than anything. And the whole time, I need to get to the party. How am I going to get to the party? That's all he's saying, you guys. It was we look back now and it was super, super funny. Okay, you guys, see how these just blend out? It's just such an easy palette to work with. And what I love too is like you'll lay a color and the shades play really well with each other. So I'm really gonna love this palette. And then I'm gonna try this. It's very hot here. Now this is more like a glittery type shimmer here, as you can see, but it's gorgeous. So I'm thinking, or should I use this what is this? Sunny's Out, I believe. And that is this shade here. Ooh, that is pretty too, you guys. Let's try both. You know me. So I'm just gonna go in here. So yeah, Kurt is more concerned about where and how he's going to get to this birthday party. Yeah, so that, it was pretty comical. But the ambulance had to be called again because my sister was pretty, crying really, really bad and complaining of her neck hurting. So we were super concerned about that. That is so pretty. Now I'm going to go into the Sunny's Out and just put this in the inner corner. So the ambulance is called, and I think the lady that hit us, she had an elderly parent in a car, and I think she needed to be taken by ambulance as well. So the ambulance get there, you guys, and now I'm starting to feel pain. I had a really bad pain in my arm, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is it broken? But I didn't see any bones protruding or anything like that. It just hurt really bad, and I don't remember even doing anything with my arm. But it was hurting. And Daryl, he had a little gash on his leg. So, I mean, all in all, at that point, we thought, okay, we're all okay except for Trisha. You know, we're really concerned about her and her neck. So they did, you know, put her in one of those gurneys, strapped her neck down, everything. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna hurry up and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is such a pretty palette. I absolutely love this. So happy that I got that. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is so up my alley. Okay, I also got a, it's by Beauty Vault. I think it's an indie company. I'm almost positive. But it's their eyeliner. And I used this on a TikTok the other day. I really like it. It has that nice firm felt tip that I like. It's not super long and flimsy. So yeah, I really, really do like this. Okay, you guys, so back to the story. My sister is, we're all being taken by ambulance. She's in the gurney. And we get in the ambulance, and I kid you guys not, I am not, you know, I'm going to tell you everything. Kurt is asking the ambulance driver to take him to the birthday party. I'm not even kidding. You know, Kurt, like I mentioned in another video, Kurt was a very hyper kid, and you know, he just didn't know better. He wanted to get to the party, which I don't blame him. You know, he's not realizing he was pretty young, you guys. He's not realizing, you know, how hurt any of us possibly could be. Yeah, he just wanted to get to this birthday party. Yeah, you guys, these wings are getting harder and harder to do with my mature eyes, but I'm finding too, like, even if I mess up, you can really just make a nice clean line with the makeup wipe. Okay, so yeah, we're heading to the hospital, and they take, when we get there, they take Trisha right away for x-rays. They took me for an x-ray of my arm. They're evaluating Daryl and Kurt. Now Kurt's asking, um, you know, one of the nurses to take him to this party, you guys. Just so you know, Kurt never made it to the party because the party pretty much came to us because everybody was so scared. So it turns out, you know, there's nothing serious with anybody, even including Trisha. They didn't find anything. Now her problems came later in life, and I'm sure that that accident played a huge part in her condition now. She's really got really bad back issues and neck issues. So, I mean, that would make sense. Okay, so we're all okay, and I would say maybe, I don't know, seemed like just within a few days I started getting ringing, you know, there was ringing in my ears, and you guys, it was just, well, actually just this one ear, it was just unbearable. And you know, so I noticed that. And then Daryl, you know, he kept talking to me and I wouldn't hear him. Or he'd come in and he's like, oh my gosh, why are you blaring that TV so loud? I'm like, I'm not. Well, you know, this is the beginning of, you know, something's going on here. Okay, so foundation, I'm going to use Joah. I haven't used this forever, you guys, and there's a reason why I'm going to be using this. So I'm bringing it out, and I think it might be a little bit too light for, because I'm self-tanning, so I am going to darken it up just a little bit. But here is the consistency, is pretty thick. Okay, you guys, so we're starting to notice that I do have some hearing problems going on. So I go to an ENT, I had to get an MRI, all that good stuff. And they basically told me, you know, I had lost pretty much all my hearing out of my right ear. And this tinnitus, or I think that's what it is, you guys, with the ringing in the ear, will be permanent. And it is. I still have it to this day. I remember in the beginning, though, that was probably the worst part. It wasn't even the hearing loss, it was the ringing. I'm like, there's no way I can, you know, live with this ringing in my ear for the rest of my life. It was absolutely, you know, oh, it was almost just, you know, you couldn't do anything because all you could really focus on was this ringing. And nonetheless, I did get used to it, you guys. Like I said, I still have it. Actually, if I ever stopped, I'd probably panic more now because it's been going on for 21 years. But anyway, so I started, I got all the MRIs. They didn't see any tumors, anything like that, because they were just making sure to rule that out. And So I went and got the hearing test and, come to the conclusion that I need hearing aids, which are super expensive, you guys. So, of course, we went through the insurances. We wanted to, go after that lady because, like I said, she was laughing. She was, oh, and then she tried to lie and say that we ran the red light. Well, thank goodness, they have those lights are on timers. The police report that they had the time of everything that happened. So, of course, she was lying. So now I'm mad and I'm just going after. I'm like, heck with this lady. I'm going to, go after her for this accident because I should not be paying for hearing aids because it's, her fault. So, of course, I did find a lawyer and he took my case pro bono. You guys, I had to go through I don't know how many different doctor's appointments and, their doctors, my doctors, and it was just a nightmare. It was almost like more hassle than, it was worth. You guys, I am so bummed. I just realized I forgot to use my new primer. It is by Dr. Brandt. And this is the backlight primer. I am so bummed. I did use it the other day and I really, really like it. This does, blur fine lines and wrinkles, your pores, and it really does. So I'm so bummed that I forgot to use it. But oh well, you guys, this is what happens sometimes when I get chatting away. But after a year of this, I finally won the case. And you guys, the for as long I'm gonna have to be on hearing aids for the rest of my life. And at first it was just the one ear, but when you lose your hearing in one ear, you overcompensate for the other ear, so this one starts going bad. I'm almost completely deaf, and hearing aids are very expensive. So if I was to look back now, I would have even almost given up the money and asked for lifetime of hearing aids because they can cost anywhere, for what I need, it's like 6 grand, you guys. But I'll show you what they look like. I got two. This one actually just works as a transmitter because, like I said, I'm completely deaf out of here. Uh, so anything that is on this side, it just kind of gets, transferred into this ear that also I wear a hearing aid. And these ones are relatively brand new. They're rechargeable, so I don't have to buy batteries anymore. I can, kind of use it from my phone. I can listen to my phone, where nobody else would hear but just me. So I do like them. The battery thing, I don't know because it doesn't last, it doesn't last all day. So if I put them in at 7 o'clock in the morning, they start dying at 7 o'clock at night. So this becomes a little nuisance. So I'm looking into a backup charger just to keep with me, like in my car or something, because yeah, if I'm gone all day, it becomes a problem. Okay, you guys, now I did get this. This is new. I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and it's by Joah. And this is the eye serum, and this is a concealer. It says it has ceramides and peptides in it, and I got mine in the shade, it looks like light, what is this? Light with neutral undertones. So it looks like this. It has one of those, twist up applicators. Do I have a dud, you guys? Nope, here it comes. It's just taking forever. Okay, so it looks like that, and I'm trying to decide if I want to go in with my brush or just, you know what, I'm just going to use the applicator, you guys. I'm just going to put a little bit there, but I am going to use my finger just to tap this out. Ooh, it's super creamy. Oh wow, you guys do not need a lot. Oh, you do not need a lot of this, so, but it is really creamy. I feel like this is going to be nice and hydrating under my eyes, and it has pretty decent coverage. Ooh, I love this. So yeah, you guys, back to the story. Like I said, for this lifelong problem of mine, it was definitely not enough money, and it definitely, I wish I would have put in the stipulation that the insurance would have to pay for my hearing aids or something for the rest of my life. So that is my hearing story. And yeah, you guys, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and it does scare me. I'm so frightened one day that I won't be able to hear. Like when I don't have my hearing aids in, I talk different. Even there's sometimes here you might notice certain things sound a little weird. I can hear it sometimes when I play it back. So if I ever sound weird or I say something, my S's or something, it's because of my hearing, you guys. I get dizzy sometimes. I don't know if that's from the menopause or my hearing. Like I said, I always have the ringing. Okay, guys, as of right now, I absolutely love this Joah concealer. This is really nice. Like I said, I found this on Amazon and wow, I really, really enjoy that. Okay, but I do feel like I might need to set it. I can't. You know what? I'm just going to leave it alone and see what happens. Okay, so now I am going to set the face, and I'm going to use, it's called OPB Beauty London, and this is like a setting powder. I'm going to use this to set my face. Okay, you guys, so 3 years later, the Crohn's. If I look back, you know, it's probably been going on my whole life. I've always, you know, had stomach issues, whatnot. But you know, who knows? So I'm 33 years old. I didn't have an appetite, and every time I ate, I felt nauseous, you know. So this went on for a very long time. I remember, you know, it was like almost a month. I had lost a lot of weight, and but then I started getting these contractions, almost like, I swear you guys, it was almost like labor contractions. And they would come on like every 5 minutes, some 10, 10 minutes. It was the most bizarre thing. It felt, the only thing like I can explain it is somebody was taking my intestines and just, twisting them. I just kept complaining about it, but I didn't want to go to the doctors. I'm like, oh, it'll go away. I am going to set under these eyes, you guys. Yeah, it did start winning to settle. So I'm just going to place very little powder, and I'm just going to press it, and it's just like in the inner corner. So I'm just going to press just a little bit of powder. As of right now, I do like this powder. Now it does turn everything a little bit more matte than I'm used to, but I do still really like it. Okay, so these contractions went on and I was just miserable, you guys. And so finally, like on the third day, it was late at night. I woke up Daryl. I said, I can't take this pain anymore. You're gonna have to take me to the hospital. There's something wrong. So he wakes up. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go in. I got a new bronzer, and it's by Busy Art, I believe. And look at the packaging. It is so beautiful. It comes like this. There's a little mirror in here. And then here's the shade, which is perfect. I used this the other day for the TikTok, and I love it, you guys. It's very buildable. Okay, so he takes me to the hospital, and they immediately put me on morphine, which I never had morphine, you guys. And of course, I was happy because I was a little bit out of pain, but even through the morphine, I could feel it, you guys. It was absolutely ridiculous. So, of course, they're going to, admit me. They're doing x-rays. They're doing all sorts of tests. And finally, they call a GI doctor. But they had me do all these, we drink a bunch of stuff. And, oh, you guys, a lot of this is TMI because it's, it's Crohn's. I mean, so yeah, that just pretty much clear you out, you guys. And because I'm going to have some, colonoscopy, all these tests to find out what's going on. And so everyone's just kind of concerned, like what is happening. So this guy comes in, the GI, who is still my GI doctor to this day, you guys. So I had never met him. This is the first time in the hospital. He comes in and he goes, okay, we're going to be doing a colonoscopy. He goes, we did see something. It was actually in the X-ray. It was not through one of the other tests. I don't believe. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but it was a weird test that they saw something. And he goes, we need to go in and do this colonoscopy. So I think it was maybe on the second or third day of me being there, they scheduled it, and they went back. I went back and had it done, and he comes in, and my mom, I think it was just my mom, Daryl, and I in the room when he came in to tell, the results. As you can see, look how beautiful and natural that bronzer is. I love this bronzer. Okay, I also got this. It's called Cotton Candy Champagne. It's a blush lighter palette. So I don't know about this, you guys. I'm a little nervous about it, but it comes in this pretty little packaging here. And this one was in the Luxe box. And it's this big palette by Beauty Bakery. And this is what it looks like. And I've already swatched them, you guys, but there's like these, I don't know how to explain it. They're like shimmers. So I don't know how this is going to look on my mature skin, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. So I'm probably going to use that shade. So let's give it a try, you guys. Hopefully it's not too much. So these might be toppers. I might be using this completely wrong. I should probably read up on it. So anyway, he comes in after the procedure and he has like tears in his eyes. Again, you guys, I've never met this man in my life. And he goes, what I saw, I had to remove, some stuff to take a biopsy. And his wife's an oncologist. And he goes, I just want to warn you, it just looks very cancerous. It looks suspicious. And he's like tearing up, you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh, but I never got worked up over it, and I'll tell you why. I think we are very intuitive of our bodies. I don't know how to explain it. In my gut, I knew it wasn't cancer. I'm like, no. Of course I'm a little nervous, but um I don't know. There was just something in me that was like, no, it's not that. So I never got worked up. Of course, my mother is like in just panic mode, crying, upset. Daryl's crying, upset, and I'm the most calm there. So, so anyway, they scheduled the surgery, and I think that was just a couple days later, and they did remove some of my colon where it was infected. And if you guys don't know what Crohn's is, it's basically just an awful, awful infection in your colon. And what happened was mine just became blocked, completely blocked. It would never probably open by itself because it probably was going on for a very long time. And I do have a pretty high pain tolerance. I hate doctors, so I do everything. I'm a lot better now, but this is pretty. Do you guys see this? Oh my word, this is really gorgeous. I hope it doesn't look like too much out in the sunlight. I probably, if I was to use this again, definitely use it as more as a topper, but it's super, super pretty. So they came back. The results were fine. He just told me, that it was definitely Crohn's. And you guys, I had to go through so many tests, oh gosh, I can't even tell you. This was just a process of trying to find the right medication that will work for me. So I started at that point Remicade, which was I went into the hospital or like their facility, like every 6 weeks, and I would have to get an IV put in, like the medication that needs to get through there. So I did that for a long time. And then I kind of went into remission. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I think I should have always stayed on that Remicade, but we kind of took me off of it because there is a lot of side effects, you guys, or things that could potentially happen, like leukemia, hepatitis B, TB, just forget it, TB, liver failure. There's just a lot. So I was torn of what I should do, so I did get off of it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to use this item mascara. Was in one of my boxes. It's all over TikTok. It's really big right now, and it is a very, very nice mascara. Okay. So, yeah, so this one, I got off of it after several years, and then we moved to Virginia, and I was pretty much in remission, you guys. I was feeling great. Everything was going great, and I think it was after, I think we were into our third year in Virginia, I started having severe joint pain to the point, at one point, I was like this. I couldn't even move my neck. So I thought he had like a pinched nerve or something, or whatever, and nothing even putting two and two together with the Crohn's. So I went and saw acupuncture. And let's see, the chiropractor. I did physical therapy. Nothing's helping this neck, and finally they sent me to a rheumatoid arthritis doctor, and she said it wasn't that. She goes, maybe you should make an appointment with your GI doctor. I'm like, these people here are insane. What does that got to do with Crohn's? So, I kind of started, going on Dr. Google, And I did see that, joint pain is one of the biggest things with Crohn's. And honestly, I didn't know because it never happened with me before. So I called my GI doctor here at home, in Michigan, and I asked him, I'm like, did the two and two go together, joint pain and Crohn's? He goes, oh, absolutely. And I'm like, oh, crud. So I make an appointment with my GI doctor, do another colonoscopy. So this is like, I want to say, maybe a decade later, after the first surgery. And I went and saw him. They did a colonoscopy, and sure as nothing, I am needing another surgery, and I am just devastated. I'm like, you guys, the pain of after the surgery is insane. For about a week, it's like unbearable. And let me tell you a funny story. I am ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna go back into the palette really quick. So again, you guys, I am just ridiculous. Because I hate taking medication. And I'll tell you why. I do have a good reason, you guys. I do have a good reason, especially after a surgery, because your stomach is cut, from this way to this way. It's not side to side. It's, up and down. It hurts to cough. It hurts. I mean, I'm like this, because you don't want to cough, nothing. So I can't even imagine if I was to be sick. And I'm like, I don't want to take any medicine because I don't want to be sick. So I kid you not, you guys. They would come in with pills, because they're trying to wean me off the IV um, drugs, and which I'm doing fine on. And so they come in with these pills, and I pretend that I'm taking them. And when they, walk away, I take it out, and I was putting it under my mattress because I don't want to be sick. Oh my God. So I, went through all this pain just because I don't want to, possibly throw up. So I don't know, you guys. I told you, I'm just really ridiculous. You will say that they do give you like an epidural so you don't feel that pain so much. So anyway, that's a funny story. So now, yeah, I'm needing another surgery. So my mom came down. I think I told this in another video. So she came down to take care of me, and because I need a lot of help after. But the scary part was, you guys, when I went into that surgery, there was no guarantee that I would not come out of that surgery without a colostomy bag. It's always one of my fears, that would happen. I know a lot of people that have them, and they are so glad that they got them. But you could still get blockages, you guys. It's not a cure-all, it's not a cure-all at all. And I feel, I've watched several videos on it because I thought it was going to happen to me. And it's a lot of work. I mean, it is a lot of work. So I'm just praying, you guys, that I stay, that never happens. So far, so far, so good. It's been kind of in remission again. I mean, I'm always going to have problems. Of course, it's Crohn's. But you guys, I don't have the normal Crohn's. When I was doing my Remicades and going in for my IV not for my IV treatments, I remember seeing young kids, like 13. I can't even tell you. It was so sad. They were so skinny. They had no life. They couldn't do anything because they could not be, far away from a restroom. I mean, it's super, super sad. So I'm very unusual. And the doctor even tells me that. He goes, you're not my normal patient because I'm pretty much normal except for, I mean, you don't want all that information, but, there's things, but I'm not as bad as some people. But when it hits, and I end up in surgery. It's a nightmare. So I brought down my shots, one of my shots, so I can, kind of just show you. So this is the Humira. This is what I do now. This is a used one here. So what I do every week, I can give these to myself now because they changed the formula in this. Before I would, whoever would give me the shot, it stung like, it felt like acid was coming through my veins. It was absolutely horrible. So they changed it and there's no stinging. So now I can give it to myself. So once a week, I give it, either on my legs or my stomach. And you take off this here, and the needle is down in here. And then you take off this part here, and then you just put it, on your leg after you use an alcohol swab. And you click it, and it makes a pretty loud sound. And, the needle goes in, and the medicine that's in there goes down. So it's very quick. I hardly ever feel it anymore. I'm just so used to it. So I do that every week, and that has, kept me feeling okay. All right, you guys, so let's evaluate this makeup. So I did get a new setting spray. I've had this forever, you guys. I got it in one of my boxes and I have not used it. It's the Watermelon Burst Setting Spray by Kate. So I'm going to try it. And yeah, I was looking at my drawers. I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't I tried this? Ooh, look how pretty this packaging is. And this is, I can't tell if it's plastic. I think it's plastic, but it is so pretty. So I'm actually going to, let's see what the spritzer looks like. But, oh, a nozzle on there. Let's see. Oh, nope. It's very, very aggressive. So I definitely would want to put that on a sponge. I mean, just kind of, woo. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit on my sponge and kind of tap that in and just go in this way. But it smells, there is a slight watermelon scent to it. It's not strong at all. So yeah, you guys, I give myself that shot once a week in hopes to keep everything under control. Yeah, I go in. I don't know how many colonoscopies I can tell you that I've had in my life, but probably way too many. And it's yeah, it's a pain. Just absolutely awful experience. I mean, at least now they have changed that you don't drink this. Oh, it used to be, you guys. I don't even know how I got through it, I swear, without being sick all over the place. But yeah, they have changed that so it doesn't taste as bad. Okay, other than the spritzer, I do like this. I'll let you know how it kept my makeup on. Okay, and then I did get this, you guys. I got a NARS lipstick and I got Too Faced lip injection, and this is their Maximum Plump lip gloss. And I have tried this. I love it. It's almost like a balmy feeling or even like a lip mask. I can't explain it. It's really, really nice. But let's take a look at this NARS lipstick. It is so pretty. I love their packaging. And let's see the shade. You guys see that? How the heck does that happen? But at any rate, I don't think that I'm going to, this is not going to match this look. But I will apply it, I think. And just so we can see what the shade looks like, I'm going to have to try to fix this. I mean, what in the devil is that? Hope it wasn't used. No, I think it was just in the packaging. It looked like it hit the, what do you call that, the lid. So let's just look, see what the shade is. I will take it off because it definitely does not match this. But oh, it's super creamy, almost too creamy. But it is super pretty. I would say it's more like an orangey, red, maybe like a coral. Um, yeah, but it's super pretty. I like the formula. Yeah, very, very nice. I'm sure I will wear it, with the right makeup look. Okay, so let me show you what this lip injection does from Too Faced. So yeah, you guys, I'm hoping to stay, even, how I'm feeling now, even though I'm not 100%. I hope my hearing doesn't get worse. That does really scare me. Um, this just feels so good on the lips. Now, there is some stinging and tingling, but I've used their other ones and it's not as intense, but I will say if you get it on your tongue, it's pretty cinnamony. So, but it's super pretty. As you can see, it kind of makes your lips start, turning like a nice pink color. But this is it, you guys. This is the final look with all the makeup pretty much from BoxyCharm, and I really love everything. I really love this palette. I hope you can purchase this on its own because and not even have to get BoxyCharm because it is so pretty. I do love those blushes too, or toppers or whatever it is. Yeah, everything is just really nice, you guys. I'm always so happy with my boxes. I love them. I enjoy, even though I do get them from free, for free now. But even when I paid for them, I just look so forward to those boxes. And of course, every box is not going to be, the best, but in someone else's eyes, it might be. So you can't please everybody all the time. That's how I see it. But I do know And each of my boxes, there was always one or two things that were great, and maybe, two or three things that weren't. But for the most part, I love my box almost every month. I enjoy them so much. And yeah, you guys, if you ever want to, join BoxyCharm, I'll put my, the link in the description box. It just helps me, you guys. I get a very small reward for the referral. So, just help your girl out because, that always does help me. But yeah, I love my BoxyCharm. But that's the story, you guys. If you have any questions, regarding Crohn's, hearing loss, I'm here for you. Yeah, it's not fun, There's times when it does become a problem. A lot of times even, to go out to eat, I have hard time still hearing people, even though I have hearing aids, because you tend to hear everything else too, you know what I mean? So you got all these voices going in your head, and yeah, it can be very isolating, especially in the beginning when I had the ringing in the ears. So yeah, just going out, you do kind of isolate yourself. Sometimes even with my Crohn's, I will avoid going somewhere because you kind of always do have to know where the restroom is. You just never know. All right, you guys, that's the end of story time. And next week, I think I'm going to dive into YouTube, just my experiences with YouTube. I was thinking about letting you guys know how much I have made, being on here. And I just think it's always interesting. I've watched those kind of videos before, and it's just, I think it's fascinating, because you paint a different picture of, the YouTube influencers and all that stuff. So it's an eye opener. All right, you guys, let me know if that's something you would be interested in the comment section. I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. There's a great video coming up. I've already filmed it. I can't wait. I hope you guys will enjoy that one. And yeah, you guys, I love you so much. And until next time.